everyone, so today I wanted to talk all things foundation. I've had a number of you send me messages asking me which foundation I use, and couldn't be at a more relevant time because my foundation that I use during the day has just run out and I've started to use my more expensive foundation. Like, that's gotta stop. So I was looking into finding a foundation that I could use on a daily basis that's not really high coverage, but it's not a BB cream coverage either. I wanted something that was kind of light to moderate, so I felt like I did have something on without it being too heavy, and also I did not want to spend a lot of money. So this is for daily use, so I didn't want to spend any more than £10. Somebody told me about a website called Findation, and you go onto the website and you type in the brand and the shade of the foundation that you currently use. The site does recommend that you enter 2 brands and 2 shades that you currently use, but I only had 1, so I only put 1 in. I put the shade and brand into the search engine, and then it popped out a full list of different brands along with the shade that they're recommending, and I thought, right, this is brilliant. So I then took that list and went to Boots. I'm going to buy no more than 2 different foundations from the list. I started kind of looking through the brands that were available at the time in Boots versus what was in the list. So one thing to obviously highlight is that Boots doesn't have any testers for you to try out due to COVID. So you just need to be mindful of that. And also, if you can, only pick up the product that you're actually intending to purchase. So thought I'd just put that out there. Okay, back to my little kind of experiment that I was doing. So I found, the first one that I found was L'Oreal, and I found the Infallible range, and I thought, right, okay, let me have a look at the shade that it's recommended for me. It was 220, and I just thought straight away, this does not look like my shade. I just thought this is going to end up being far too pinky for my skin colour. I wasn't convinced, and I just didn't want to risk it. I was a little bit disappointed because I think I was just expecting a bit too much from the site, and I think I was just expecting to just go in and look at the shade and be like, yeah, this is my perfect match. Okay, I'm not going to be disheartened. I'm going to just have a look around. I'm here now. So the goal was to find myself 2 daily foundations by different brands, went over £10. So I kind of set about having a look at all the different ranges that they had in Boots, and then I came across a new brand. I personally have not got any of their products. It is CYO's. It's a long-lasting foundation. It's not much more in terms of description. It just says always flawless, never filtered. The price point for this is just over £7. So I thought, okay, well, this is probably worth trying. They didn't have that many of these shades on the shelf, so I was able to pick what I felt would relatively be okay with my skin. So yeah, my shade is 112 that I bought. So I picked this one, and then I absolutely love NYX, and that caught my eye, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe I'll have a look to see if there's any foundations in their range. And I could see on the top shelf advertised was Born to Glow. This was kind of something that looked like it had just come out. It might be one of their new range. And the shade that I ended up buying was medium olive. So so I thought, okay, Born to Glow. So the other thing that I definitely wanted was a foundation that is not matte. The reason for that is, as I'm getting older, the moisture in my skin is becoming less. I never had oily skin anyway. From when I was young, I had a slight T-zone, but it was pretty much normal skin. As I've gotten older, that T-zone's disappeared, and I pretty much find that my skin is drier, and I do drink a lot of water, but still I find that my skin is not as kind of hydrated as I'd like it to be. So what I definitely didn't want was an oil-free foundation. I don't want foundation that's just going to make my skin look cakey and dry. So this is me then doing my own little bit of research and just picking what I think it might just work. So a little bit of guesswork, a little bit of experience, and then see what happens. So out of these two, today I'm actually wearing the Born to Glow NYX. And the Born to Glow NYX costs about £10, and I can definitely say that I was not disappointed. It goes on quite smooth. It's not too watery, not really thick either. It's very, very much in the middle. It goes on really easy. You don't really need a huge amount. So I would always start off with just a little bit and then work it into your skin, and it sits into your skin and settles quite easily. What I definitely did do is I put some baked powder underneath my eyes, because I don't really like my eyes looking kind of too hydrated and glowy, so to speak. So I just put a little bit of a banana powder under my eyes. So I've been wearing the foundation all of today. So I'm actually doing this video at the end of the day because I wanted to be able to show you what it looks like after a full days of wear. Personally, I think it's brilliant. It's stayed on my skin. I haven't seen any foundation lines appear, and that does happen to me. Like, I will get lines appear shortly after applying foundation, so either on my eyelid or I'll get them just underneath my eye. I'll start to see these little wrinkles appearing, and that's not happened with this, so that I'm really impressed with. I wasn't expecting much from a kind of a cheaper end foundation, so I was pretty shocked. Just in contrast, yesterday when obviously I bought both of the foundations, I did try the CYO one, and what I can tell you about the CYO one is either it was fluke or I don't know, but what I did is I did half and half a face, and literally I couldn't tell which one was which. So I managed to nail the shade, and both shades were exactly the same, just a different brand. But just to tell you a little bit about the CYO brand, when I put this one on, it is quite watery, it's quite hydrating. So just be careful when you're kind of, either putting it on your brush to apply to your face, that the consistency is quite watery, so just be careful when you're applying it. It set and settled on my skin quite well. I didn't really have any problems, and I sat in that makeup most of yesterday with one half of my face with CYO and one half with the NYX Born to Glow. And by the end of the evening, again, both of them managed to stay put, and I didn't feel like I needed to retouch it in any way. So I was pretty impressed when I really didn't have any expectations. And also I didn't even know what CYO was actually, so this is what I've just come across that by accident. And I absolutely love NYX and I use a lot of their products, but I don't use their foundation. So that's my review and my experience in the last 24 hours of discovering two totally different brands that I have never used in terms of foundation. And I just wanted to share how I kind of started about trying to get the right shade using foundation, but then in the end using my gut to pick the two foundations, and it's worked out for me. Just a few things around skin color and skin tone. Obviously I was looking for foundations with a more yellow tone because I have got Asian skin, and stay away from pinky tones. As soon as I apply anything with pink in it, my skin is straight up ashy. It's not even like, you can tell it's not the right shade. And also I wanted to buy something that had hydration in it. Now what it doesn't have, and again this is probably down to the price point, is neither of these have an SPF, and I know that in this day and age, it's commonplace now to start looking for foundation as standard that has SPF. What I definitely would recommend is wearing an SPF moisturizer underneath your foundation. So it doesn't mean just because it doesn't have SPF in it you shouldn't use it, but you just need to make sure you've got SPF on before you apply your makeup. So at the end of my review, I can definitely give the thumbs up to these two foundations if you're looking for a foundation that is for daily use, that is hydrating, so you've got that little bit of a glow, that gives you medium to light coverage, so this isn't designed to give you full heavy coverage, and that you're quite happy to spend up to £10. But yeah, so that's my review. I hope it was helpful, I hope it was useful, and hopefully I will bring you